Hey guys, Marsingin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so before it goes away, I thought we'd do another fun run here on the Legendary Goku event Burst Mode, with all of the difficulty modifiers turned up to full. I say difficulty modifiers, I mean like all the ones that make the bosses tougher, right? So the boss is going to be at the hardest possible difficulty, the highest level of attack, damage reduction, defense, HP, all that stuff, right? The only ones I'm not putting on is the one that restricts the categories and the typing, and then I'm not putting on the character locking because it's just infuriating, and the key minus as well. But everything that affects how tough the boss is, how hard he hits, like how much defense he has, all that stuff, all of those are turned up to full. So we are going to be doing this with a full tech team. Oh yeah, there actually is a Trunks. Let's go with double tech Trunks. So obviously the leader skill is only going to be 120 for most of the team. Actually, LR Vegito Blue is going to, Tech Vegito Blue is going to be getting the full leader skill. Shout out to my boy AC, who posted a screenshot of him doing this on Twitter. I remember back in the day when the Goku event first came out, I remember seeing the first screenshots of people who tried to do this with a full tech team, because obviously the final phase being in, you wanted to use tech characters. I think back then you couldn't even really make a team that was full defense stackers. I'm just going to jump in because I can feel like this run is going to take a while anyway. You couldn't run a full defensive stacking team, but I remember people using units like the Candy Vegito. There was that Tech Gotenks that could stack defense. There's some interesting options on the team. Now this team is slightly different to the one that my buddy over on JP was using, because we don't have the awakening for, or the Easy A for LR Vegito Blue. Obviously that would make things significantly different. I don't think, he doesn't stack defense though, does he, after his Easy A? I need to double check what his Easy A does. Obviously he becomes a better unit, so it's not like we have to run a full stacking team, but obviously a team that does stack, or at least build up a certain amount, would be very good. I mean, we could use units like Tech Piccolo, right? Because even though he doesn't stack, once he reaches his peak, he's obviously going to be very good. And then we would have the giant transformation and everything as well. But I feel like we could do pretty good with this team once we start getting some stacks off. But yeah, of course, Tech Vegito Blue. Classic Tech Vegito Blue shenanigans, where we only get the one super and then a bunch of additional normal attacks. You love to see it. This Tech Blue Vegeta, I'm interested to see what his and the physical Goku, what their Easy A's are going to look like when they eventually get them. Because they are nuking style units that infinitely stack. So they certainly could be quite interesting. Plus orb change as well. Once you start getting them built up, you know, they can give you a pretty impressive amount of healing with the orbs that they pick up, that they create for themselves. And with some of the units that we've got floating around now that really benefit from orb changes, I feel like those guys could be super good on some of their teams once they actually get their Easy A's. So I don't know when that will be, because technically those units are based on the Resurrection of F versions, and they didn't get their Easy A's when the ROF Blues came out. That was the Blue Vegetas, who were older, so it kind of makes sense. But yeah, those units getting an Easy A would be quite cool. Obviously, Tech Trunks is the next one as well. Like, Tech Trunks, when he gets an Easy A, I imagine he's going to be pretty good, right? Not really too usable anymore. Like, he was the go-to lead. I think that's one of the things AC mentioned as well, is the fact that this guy was kind of like the go-to lead for this event, right? The Legendary Goku event came out, and then I think Trunks came out not long after that, and because he was an infinite stacker and he stacked up like quite quickly, he became, like, straight away on release probably one of the best units for this event. And even if units aren't on the Future Saga, he has that super types, like secondary lead, so he was a very, very good unit for this event. When he gets an Easy A, he definitely could be impressive. The only thing that will be interesting to see what they do with him when he does get an Easy A is the fact that on that first turn where he's in base, and then he just transforms on his second appearance, when he's in base, his card is pretty bad, right? He doesn't get much defense on super, he doesn't really get much at all. Now, obviously, in some of these more difficult events where it's a little bit earlier in the early stages, that's not going to matter too much, but it still will affect his overall performance, right, if he's just, you know, mid on the first turn and then becomes really good. But both him and the AGL Zamasu, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with their EZAs. Obviously, he will get a full 170 for Future Saga as his leader skill, and then be interesting to see what they do for the secondary part of his leader skill, right? The let's grab these. The secondary part of his leader skill being the super types, because at the moment it is only 120. What they put the STR Rose and TEQ Vegito Blue up to 140, as long as you have the full typings. But obviously leaders started coming out after them that had better percentages anyway. So I guess I could see Trunks's and Zamasu's going up to 140 or 150, which would be pretty cool, because, you know, we're solidly in the 200% meta now, so most people, myself included, like to run teams that are getting the full 200 and only, you know, run as many units on that team that are actually getting the full 200%. You know, if I have to run one or two that are already getting the 170, then, you know, it's not the end of the world, but I like to try and run as many units as possible that are actually getting the full 200. So, you know, a unit having a 150 lead isn't exactly ideal, but it's still doable, right? And then obviously you're going to have units on the team that are getting the full 170, including himself. So he's still going to be pretty good. We need to start getting some of these stacks off a bit quicker though, so we need to get the guest one really. Except of course he's not going to be able to super. Well, hope for an additional, I guess, but just go ahead and do this. Now, the problem with this is we need to start building up quicker, as because we're already at a point this early on in the event. We are already at a point where we're not just taking double-digit damage from normal attacks. So we're going to be in an interesting position when we get to the very end, I guess. Right. Oh man, this is a bit sketchy. We'll do this, and then I should be able to get a fairly decent heal off of this. No, he's not stacked up anywhere near high enough yet. I was going to say, the gods not having guard now. Ooh, 100k. I was actually a little bit worried that was going to kill me. Now, the one thing about these more difficult Goku event runs where we just amp up all the difficulty modifiers, I think the last couple of runs I've done in this sort of setup, we've gotten at least, I say at least, we've gotten 2 Dokkan attacks. So I've actually managed to get to the point where we get the second one. So obviously that is pretty good. I think we'll do this, right? Because if we leave you in slot 1 here, your defense is definitely higher. And then by having Gohan in slot 3, we get that extra support. That makes everyone a little bit tougher here. Plus we do at least have type advantage on this turn. I think Gohan, if he does get supered here, should live. Ooh, let's see. Yeah, nice. Yeah, he's definitely up there enough. I was a little bit unsure just based on some of the damage numbers that we have been taking so far, but Gohan eating the super is always going to be probably the best unit on rotation, right? So now I could transform the gods at some point. I mean, I probably will at some point, but obviously they keep stacking while we have them untransformed, so we can get them up to a decent level of defense without having to worry too much, at least for the time being. We have to be careful about them eating supers and everything, obviously, but for now, we should be looking okay. So they're at 300k now. I need to let Trunks start getting more supers here, so I'm going to keep him on rotation. Do this, let you get the double super, and then Vegito Blue's not even going to get a chance to attack here, so we'll just get some TEQ Orbs to give us a little bit of a heal. We need to get to this Dokkan attack sooner rather than later here, because we are getting quite low on HP. And then, just like when this event first came out, the TEQ God Goku phase is where you really first start to notice the damage that he's doing jump up like a considerable amount, right? So we could be in a little bit of trouble here, depending on who's going to be eating attacks. Because what rotation are we going into him here? See, Gohan will be fine. In fact, this does actually bode quite well, because we can grab all of those for Gohan. What's his defense here? He's up to 269. So it's not crazy, This is one of those things where this run is not like a guaranteed, like, oh yeah, you know, this is going to be super easy. We're just going to roll in with this team, get the W. Not necessarily the case, right? So we'll have to see. Ideally, if he's going to super this turn, he supers Gohan, but because I actually genuinely don't know how much damage anyone else here would take from a super. Hopefully Trunks and Vegeta maybe could get an additional. That would be nice. Alright, especially because he's not supering now. Alright, can we make it through this turn? Because we get the Dokkan attack next turn, and we have the gods on rotation. So, yeah, see, you're still taking damage from normals. This Vegeta's not built up a huge amount. I feel like if he's getting supered here, we're just dead. 26. Don't super, don't super, don't super. Oh, alright, now we still have to live the potential super in slot 1 here, but do I want to transform this early? I don't really, because yeah, if we transform this early, we stop stacking defense. 300k is not like the craziest, but we are going to get the Dokkan attack here, so just don't super me slot 1. Okay, perfect. Alright, okay. Cooking with gas. We're going to get some big damage here, because we got the support from Gohan. I mean, remember, the gods the gods are only getting the 120 leader skill from Trunks here. So, obviously, they're not exactly dropping the same kind of bombs they would normally. But they're obviously the best damaging unit for this turn. We got enough ki to get the extra super as well. So, we're getting the extra stacks. How much damage do we do? Hopefully, we get a crit here. Okay, no crit. We still did 5 mil. That should be a full heal, I think. I actually need to double check exactly what the percentage of like the Dokkan attack damage you do that you get back as healing, because I'm actually not entirely sure what it is, because it is based on the damage you do, the amount you heal. So alright, so we get a bunch of extra attacks with them. Very good. Would they live a super at this point? Well, I guess we're about to find out. They triple supered here. Ooh, it was close. Yeesh. I wonder if Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in slot 3 should tank for double digits, right, on this turn? I mean, he's going to need to. How much health do we have? Not a lot. Okay, 32k. Alright, yeah, cool. Whew. Alright, so there you go. Almost a full heal, but not quite. Damn. Alright, so yeah, I guess it probably... Gohan actually probably won't kill. So, do this. Try and claw back as much HP as we can. And then, if Trunks doesn't kill, hopefully VB gets some additional supers here. Because remember, with all the modifiers turned up, normal attacks, until we start getting our attack stats a bit higher, or we're getting crits, normal attacks aren't going to do a huge amount of damage. So, in fact, they might do 0, because if we're below... If they're going to do less than 100k, they do 0, right? Because of the modifier. So, it's alright. Trunks gets the KO here. Now, Super Saiyan Blue Goku being AGL is obviously very beneficial to us now as well. Get a bit of extra build up here. I think I might have to... Should I float off the gods for a rotation? Because we really need to start focusing on our other units here a little bit. Because units like this Vegeta not having a huge amount of build up at this point is probably not great for us here. So we'll do this. I can't get enough ki for you to get a guaranteed additional. So I guess we'll just get the 18 ki super. Alright. So Trunks in slot 1. Right, he can take double digits from normals now, that's good. Obviously, this is all building up towards the final phase, right? Like, STR UI will hit pretty hard as well. But we need to have our character defenses getting to as high as we possibly can for the final phase, because that's when things are going to start going crazy, right? We can't dodge, everyone's got type disadvantage. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Building up towards the second Dokkan attack is obviously going to be very helpful as well, but the problem is, like, it would be nice to kind of stall on this phase for a bit if we could. But, in fact, I might even float off Gohan. Because I need this, even though we get less support by having this Gohan on rotation, we need to get more stacks with him. His defense is quite low comparative to everybody else. So that's the only problem with... this kind of happened when we did the video of the full stacking team in this event, where, you know, you have to choose to float off units, and those units are therefore going to get less stacks. So by the time we get into the end, those units could potentially be a massive liability. I mean, Trunks still taking damage from the super attack when we're still in the AGL phase. Obviously doesn't bode well. Like, if we were in the final phase, we would just be dead from that attack, right? So, need to get as many stacks as we can. I mean, Gohan, we haven't been getting very lucky. Gohan hasn't got many additional supers. There you go. Speak it into existence. So, that's going to help him out a little bit here. And then, yeah, TEQ Gohan, I think, is already built up to having the highest defense on the team. And he has guard, right? So he needs that defense a little bit less than everybody else because he has guard to back it up. So him getting the double super helps as well. Nice, nice, nice. All right. So next rotation. Yeah, we'll do this, right? So that means I can grab this for you. Oh, yeah, look at this. Get all of these for you. What does that put his defense up to? Because, remember, he's a nuking style unit. So, 67k. And then he goes up to 294, yeah. And he does raise defense on super as well. So, yeah, very beneficial. All right. Looking good here. Hopefully we don't kill this turn. Best case scenario is we don't kill this turn, but also Vegito Blue gets some additional supers. Although it's probably looking like the more supers he gets, the more likely it is he's actually just going to finish him off here. Because Vegeta still not doing the craziest damage. But yeah, I think VB, if he gets even one additional super, I think he kills. And he may even kill with additional normal attacks, but let's see. Yeah, this is gonna get scary when we get to the end, man. These units still taking damage from the AGL Goku is pretty crazy. Alright, so the gods have 393, so they are going to be the best unit for slot 1. Yeah, we can get enough to get the double super, that's good. What's Gohan up to? 200. Yeah, it's not the highest, but do I need to keep him on rotation? I'd have to float off the Trunks on the next turn as well. But yeah, I think I will do that because Trunks does stack up quite quickly. This Gohan, obviously providing that extra support in slot 3 is great, but we need him to get those stacks. 295. And we're quite far away from the next Dokkan attack now, so yeah. If we get a good orb change with Blue Vegeta on the next turn, we could maybe claw back a big chunk of that, but yikes. Bit scary. Now, if we're up to the point where these guys can all tank normals for double digits, then it's not quite so bad. We just need to keep like topping up our HP so that a super attack doesn't one-shot us. And then as long as the rest of the rotation is surviving against normal attacks, then it's not the end of the world. But yeah, it's going to get a little bit scary if these guys are not taking double digits from normals. Gohan and Trunks, I think both should at this point, right? You dodged. How dare you? Oh yeah, double digits for you, good. And then yeah, Trunks should be fine. Trunks' defense is high already anyway, so. Double super? Come on, give me them stacks. Alright, so that's fine. Now we just need to make sure we heal above the getting one-shot range. I think what I need to do then is, if we do this... Oh, see, this is going to be sketchy because of the... I can't have Vegeta taking too many attacks if he's not getting a load of orbs. So I'm going to have to do this. Yeah, see, it was an okay heal, but if anyone, I feel like if anyone on this rotation other than Gohan eats the super, then we could be in trouble. Well, Gohan coming in clutch with the double supers again. Look at this go. Yeah, I'll probably transform him like when we get right to the end. But for now, oh, perfect. Double digits, please. Got guard as well? Yeah, let's go. Okay. Whew. We're hanging in there. Now, will Vegeta take double digits? We got 8 orbs with him. We get a double super, so that's good. We get another stack. Because unfortunately, he stacks quite slowly. Okay, good. Whew. And then, yeah, Trunks should be at the right level here now as well. Now, hopefully, because he super attacked in slot 1, he's not going to super attack in slot 1 again. So, on the next rotation, right? Because we have to put the gods in slot 1. I think at this point, can we let Gohan go in slot 3? He's got 220k. The Geo Blue's only got 230. So yeah, we probably need to keep Vegito. Oh man, Ki is not good on this turn. Oof. Alright, we'll do this. Because then that means I can do... Oh man, I really wanted to drop those greens down, but okay. Do this. Man, it means we missed a super for Gohan. Alright, well, fingers crossed, I guess. We're going to be so heavily relying on the orb changing and the healing that we're kind of getting from Blue Vegeta on the other rotation. Because the goal would be for him to change a bunch of orbs, and then we pick them all up with Gohan, and then that would give us, like, practically a full heal, depending on how many orbs we get. But we're kind of relying on the RNG of the orb changing. Also, it would be nice if he just didn't super this turn. Is that an 8? Is that 8 million for Geo Blue? Okay. I mean, I guess he is one of the only units on the team actually getting the full leader skill, and we have the 50% support. But of course, don't get any additional super attacks on this turn, because that would be way too good. Okay, no super, perfect. Alright. So, I think that does work out quite nicely. So we do this. Nice. And then we can do this. And then this. Because Vegeta and the physical Goku counterpart, they do get more defense and attack per orb if they're picking up the same typing. So obviously for Vegeta Tech, but he still does get stats from any orbs. So 8 orbs is still a pretty decent amount here. We're getting closer and closer now, though. We are ticking down towards the Int UI Goku phase, where, you know, it's very possible that we just get immediately destroyed by a super. And the last phase is going to be long as well, because if we're not getting crits, we're not going to be doing damage, right? So, unless we get to, like, you know, if we get good orb field and we can get, like, 24 ki with the gods, then we can be effective against all types, but yeah, otherwise it's going to get kind of scary. Man, I really want to put Trunks in slot 1, but I feel like I have to do this. I also wish I could just get enough ki for them to get the additional super, because is this going to be too much? Will they kill? Hopefully not. We get full heal though, so do this. And then I have to get all of those. He only needs 2 ki to super, but I might as well get rid of all of the STR orbs. Helps out with the potential orb changing on the next turn. So yeah, 5.1 and effective against all types. I feel like we are killing this turn. Now going into Int UI with Ultimate Gohan on the rotation probably is good, right? Especially if he is going to be the one that eats a super. But this next turn, if we are finishing him off here, this next turn is going to be very scary. 5.63. Can we get... Okay, I was going to say, can we get some additionals? We're not even going to get the opportunity. Alright, so here we go. We made it to the final phase. I'm definitely scared. Now, we are basically on full HP, so I am going to try and save all the tech orbs, because that helps us out for the next rotation. So let's do this, and then we'll do this. Alright, so we're going to have a large amount of tech orbs. Please, Super Gohan. Oh. Alright. I mean, I guess I could have transformed all my Gohan straight away. Look at that damage, though. Ooh. And he didn't super. Now, that's the thing. Because we can't dodge, that means if he does super this turn, whoever it is that's getting supered, they just have to eat it. And we have to hope that they live. Oh, of course, it's... Come on. Gohan's like the unit with on the rotation with the least defense. So, are we dead? How much does this do? Is it an instant KO? Ooh, okay. Okay, interesting. So does that mean we are at a point where we are going to live these attacks, like, basically always? Because that is an interesting setup. Because I should have checked how much defense Gohan actually had. Because do I transform the gods here, or do I just go for it? Because we've got 465k. If I pick up all of these, that's going to be, hopefully, close to a full heal. The only problem is going to be key for everybody else on the rotation. Because, like, even leaving those 2 tech orbs at the bottom doesn't really do much. Yeah, I think we might as well just go... We'll just go all in, right? Alright, so decent heal. Not a full heal, though. Oh, this is... Not supering with Vegeta at the end is kind of scary. Okay, good. Alright, VB, I'm gonna need you to additional your heart out on this turn. This is where we need to unleash hell. The gods being effective against all types, obviously, is big here. But yeah, even then, they're not exactly doing the craziest damage. Once we transform into Vegeta, into the blues with them, I say transform into Vegeta Blue. Once we transform into the blues with them, they're obviously going to do more damage as well. But I think maybe their defense is high enough that we could just transform them on the next turn. Obviously, being able to use their active skill is going to be good as well. Oh, come on, Vegeta. Give me at least one super. Bruh. There's always been my issue with this TEQ Vegeta Blue, even since his original release. It's just the number of times that he doesn't do any additional super attacks for me. And being a unit who's so heavily... Ooh, okay, well. GG! 100k on a normal attack. So how much is this going to do? 723. Alright, man. So the orb changing was really useful, but that Vegeta was like the biggest letdown. Now, because this took 27 minutes to record, and I don't really have time to do the whole thing again, since I have work tonight, I guess we're just going to leave it at like that. Let me know what you guys think. You try it out with a full tech team. I guess we would take Vegeta off. Maybe I should have just put Orange Piccolo on there. Maybe I should use a leader that isn't Trunks, so everyone's getting a slightly higher percentage. You could probably just make a mono tech team with the gods, to be honest, because Power Beyond Set, like Tech Movie Heroes, is probably like the most powerful team in the game. So that would probably be a lot easier, but let me know what you guys think. Try it out with a full tech team. Let me know all your thoughts on the Goku event burst mode. Did you have fun with it? I know I saw a lot of people wishing it would be harder, because some of the actual best teams in the game, even with the modifiers turned up to full, it's not that difficult, right? So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.